42-26, and it was bad. The Niners got steamrolled. Matt Stafford absolutely shredded this defense, and I mean, not a lot of positives on defense other than the offensive side of the ball. Things were good on that side. We got a lot to talk about here. Joined by Rich and Nick this episode. Let's dive into it, guys. Welcome back, everybody, to the First and 49ers podcast. I'm your host, Cole McMahon, joined with Rich again and Nick once again. How you guys doing? Give me your guys' thoughts in the game. Go ahead, Rich.
That was a rough watch, man. There was some positives in the game. If you want to look at the fact that the O line was solid and they gave Mac plenty of time to throw the ball around, that was the positive. The negatives were, man, we need more depth on defense. The guys just ran out of gas at the end. We just don't have enough. We just don't have enough bodies, when we leave and our guys hang out there too long. And I mean, the biggest thing is Bryce Huff had to start and play that whole game, man. That is not Bryce Huff's game, dude. He needs 30 snaps a game, not 50 snaps. You got to have that guy fresh to go at the quarterback on second long, third and long, and he's just out there the whole game. He's not going to be productive like that. That's the biggest take on defense. These guys they ran out of gas.
What do you think, Nick? Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Sean McVay, look, this defense started playing well once Sean McVay went away from those three tight end sets. Once those three tight end sets came back out, the Niners had no answer for it. I mean, they were getting guys into coverage that shouldn't be in coverage. Obviously, like Luke Gifford, I think it's time for him to sit down. Let Nick Martin play. Let him get some snaps. Let him get out there and see what happens with him. I'm not calling it a tank, obviously. I think the offense was half decent today. I mean, you take 3 plays away from him. You take the Juwan Jennings fumble. I think the Niners score on that drive if they don't fumble there. Then you take the illegal shift, which wasn't an illegal shift. You get the 15-yard penalty for the pass interference on Kittle. You probably score there. And then the 4th and 1 call was a horrible call on Kyle Shanahan's part.
The early one you're talking about, right? Where they ran left with CMC,
right? Yeah. With CMC, yeah. If you convert that, this offense probably scores on that drive as well. So you're talking.
Yeah, that should have been a QB sneak. That play should have been a QB sneak.
You take 3 touchdowns away from the team right there. The offense, I mean, Mac Jones actually played pretty well today. I mean, I saw before his interception, I think he was 24 or 27. He was throwing the ball well. And even that interception was a bad interception. It wasn't pretty much on him. I mean, forcing it a little bit, but other than that, man, this defense just got cooked. And like I said, I think it was just something that the Rams put them into position to where they had to cover, and you had guys that shouldn't have been in coverage covering. So
to piggyback on that, yeah, Upton Stout should never be lined up on Puka Nacua, man. When I saw, I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
That and when Malik Mustafa was on Devontae,
and Tom Brady even called it in the broadcast, like, "Oh, that's a good matchup for Adams right there," and he went boom right there.
Yeah,
but Mustafa made that hit up the gut too, and he didn't wrap up. He made the hit, didn't wrap up. It was like, come on, dude, come on.
That's a big problem for this defense, man. Is tackling, is you're filling gaps, you're filling holes, you're hitting a player, but you're not wrapping and you're not driving. You just take that sudden hit and then just think everybody's gonna fall and that you're just destroying them. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was hard to watch. It was a little aggravating because of the fact that, obviously, as a Niner fan, you want the team to do well. But then you go and you look at this offense, say, okay, well, we moved the ball offensively. We moved the ball to play as good as he did against that defense. And really, the offensive line deserves a lot of credit today because they held that defensive line really, really good. And Mac played well. Christian played well. But just some mistakes that really hurt you in crucial times. Like I said, the Jennings fumble was very, very crucial. You go into the half at 21-14 probably on that. The drive before half sucked. We just couldn't get anything going.
Mm-hmm.
Play calls were
'Cause
terrible.
yeah, if you get that, if you score on that drive there, you come back out at half, it's 21-21. It's a whole different ball game. So, it's sad and it sucks, but we were talking about it before. These 3 games are crucial, and I kind of seen them losing this game. Um, Obviously, I would have much rather been 4-0 in the division, but you still have an opportunity to still finish at the top of the NFC West and make a playoff run. But Rich, I agree with you. You got to get some defensive guys going in here, or if not, start allowing other people to play and see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, the Rams basically did the same thing the Niners did last time we played. They got up early 14-0 in the game. It would have been cut if it wasn't for the Jennings fumble. I think the Niners would have scored on that play. But then after that, the Rams went down and just drove. They were just driving on this defense all day long. And that's the Niners. The rest of the season have to play offensively. They basically have to play perfect, because if you're going to play the Colts coming up, when you play the Seahawks down the line, even the Bears, you can't have any turnovers, because this defense is not going to be able to hold these high-powered offenses. And the Niners offense is going to have to score 30 plus points in the game. But yeah, I thought the offense played really well. I thought Mac Jones was great. He was 31 for 39, I think. And the offensive line,
33 or 39.
33 of 39, even better. And yeah, I was surprised how great this offensive line played today with Jake Brendel back. I thought they were going to start Matt Hennessy. I was kind of upset seeing that, but I mean, overall, I thought he played pretty well. Who was it?
Hennessy got blown up on that. Hennessy got blown up on that.
On the block kick.
That block on the extra point. Hennessy
Yeah.
he got stuffed.
Wow, I didn't even know that was him.
Yeah, it was Hennessy. They got blown up.
Yeah. But I think the biggest things that killed the Niners outside of the turnover from Jennings was just the penalties. Niners had 7 penalties on the day, and you're not going to beat your division rival like that with 7 penalties where, drives were stalled because of them. If it wasn't for those, like we said, the one that was the Kittle one, and a couple others like the false starts like that, is just it's sloppy football, and the 49ers can't afford to lose, can't afford to make those mistakes if you're going to win games.
You had
We're not good enough. We're not good enough. And historically, this team has always committed a lot of penalties, but we've always been good enough to overcome them. That's been the problem. And right now, this team just isn't that. That's probably the biggest issue. Like if this was the 23 team, we could have those 7 penalties and still blow them out.
Yeah.
And right now, we just can't do that with this team. It's just the depth is not there, and they're just not good enough.
Yeah.
I agree. The penalties, I mean, there were a lot of missed calls today too. I mean,
Yeah.
our defensive line were being held on big third downs that we gave up.
Tig got held on that blitz. That second blitz he did. He got held bad by the running back when he was right there.
Yeah, that was a missed call. But then I mean Jennings played the one where he was on the line of scrimmage and shouldn't have been. I called that before they even threw the flag, and I'm like, oh God, we got away with that. And then the flag comes in late. Like it's just like I told my wife, I was like, well, I'm like, oh, he's on the line of scrimmage. They're gonna call a flag, and they didn't. And I'm like, oh, they didn't call it. Then the flag comes in late. It's just stupid mental mistakes from guys that you really, really can't be having make those mental mistakes. Now, if that's like a Kendrick Bourne or something like that, that's new, fresh to this offense again. You kind of
used to it with him.
excuse that.
Yeah.
But when it's Jennings who wants all this money as a number 1 receiver, and then you make two bad plays in this game that cost you points, obviously you go from there. But other than that, man, like I said, I thought the offense moved the ball well. The defense definitely needs a little shakeup here and there. I don't think if we did make any trades or anything like that at the trade deadline that it would have made any of a difference today, because they weren't players that would have made that big of a difference. But the pressure started coming later in the game, and we just couldn't get there. And then the screens, man, just this defense just over. I don't want to say over, but overachieve, like over attacking.
Yeah.
There was plenty of times they had Puka Nacua where he was, and he just slid through, and it was like, okay, now he's getting 13 yards off that. Now he's getting 11 yards off that, and they moved the sticks. I give it up for Sean McVay because he called a great game, and he called a great game, and he also put the Niners into predicaments to where they couldn't handle what was coming at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside contain was rough quite a bit today too. I mean, there was a lot of spots where those guys there was one spot where I think it was I can't remember which back it was, but they went around and you could just see all their guys just fold our guys in, and there was nobody on outside contain. There
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
even a
Corum.
corner there.
It was
Yeah.
Corum.
Oh, that play was horrific to watch because I'd love to just watch that on all 22 to see where our guys were because they weren't even on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It was horrible. That was the contain was not there on both sides, and they were selling out to try to go up the gut, and there was nothing outside. It was a brutal watch.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it was similar too. I feel like defensively, where I mean, we saw in the Bucks game, we saw a lot in the Houston game, where the defensive line they were able to apply some pressure later on in the game, but they weren't able to actually get to the quarterback. And Matt Stafford, for most part of the game, he had all day to pass. And you have Devontae Adams out there and Puka Nacua. I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster for the Niners defense. And it showed they just got shredded like Swiss cheese out there. It was bad. It was ugly.
He rolled back and left on one play where he was standing behind, I think it was the left guard who got pushed back, and he just hung out there for like a count of 5
Mm-hmm.
before he threw the ball. I'm watching it. I think I commented in one of the chat groups. I'm like, he could have lit a cig and taken 2 drags before he threw the ball. It was like, holy crap, dude. It was like, whoa.
Yeah. And I think even did you guys see Sebastian Valdez? He got called up, but then he was inactive for the day. I would have liked to see him. I don't know about you guys.
It was just another body. We needed more bodies.
Yeah.
I think they called him up because they weren't sure if Keon White and Kalia Davis were going to be able to go.
Yeah.
So and then obviously it was a game time decision that they were both good to go. So I think that's kind of where it was. Like I've seen a lot of people like ticked off about that.
Yeah.
I would have loved to seen him play, but I understand the move too. Like you call him up just in case he has to be active.
Yep.
Right.
But Kalia Davis, I'd rather have Kalia Davis out there than Sebastian.
He had a good
Valdez.
game.
He did. He had a good game. He had a couple.
And White had a good game too, man. He was disruptive and he was in the backfield quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like him or not, or say we didn't really need him, whatever. He played well, and like I said, he was disruptive.
Yeah.
There was a couple of plays I saw that he got held and he was in the backfield, and I was like, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
There was one play he came up left side and he basically spun all the way back around. The lineman was holding him, and they didn't call holding. I was like, I if that's not holding, I don't even know what is. And he was standing there with the guy by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got held quite a few times today.
I think he's going to be good in the future with us. When we've got more depth pieces and he can be played, in a rotation with other guys. I think we really got something there. I think he was a nice, solid, like low key pickup.
Yeah, I agree.
Davis.
Yeah, I mean, rotating him with in and out with Elliott and Kalia and CJ West and Collins when he's back and Michael, all those guys switching in and out. That's what's going to give us the depth, going into the future. I really liked. If you look ahead a little bit, there's definitely some possibilities of some good future looking forward for this defense.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely felt the loss of Michael Williams today with the run.
Oh,
you
yeah.
definitely lost that. Like you could see the difference in the ability for the running backs to clear lanes. Just not even just because of what kind of player Michael Williams is, but just being able to move him because he's not an easy guy to move. So you could definitely tell. But like I said, defensively, it was just, I mean, for better words, shit show, I guess you could
Yeah.
say.
But we got gashed in the A gaps. We got gashed in the A gaps, man. It was
gashed.
like, ooh.
Super gashed.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Brian Robinson's performance today? He was 8 attempts, 41 yards, 5.1 yards per carry. Christian McCaffrey wasn't able to get anything going. His game is better like going to the outsides, and they were stuffing the line most of the game. You saw it like 8 guys in the box, 10 guys in the box, it seemed like at times. And Brian Robinson able to shoot up the middle. I mean, he's a physical back and he's earning more carries. And I think that's something exciting for the offense going forward.
There was one play that drove me nuts though with Robinson today, and that was the one where he was just standing behind his lineman for too long, He was just standing there. Nobody was there. Like, if he would have broke that out a little bit sooner, he probably would have got another 10, 15 yards on that run. But he just kept staying in the pocket, staying in the pocket, staying in the pocket, and then just broke it out. But Robinson is a repetition back. Like, he needs to touch the rock. And
You
it's
got to
like,
feed him. You got to feed him.
yeah, you got to feed him. And there were a couple plays today where I'm like, good, they're leaving him on the field. They're leaving him on the field. And I saw somebody posted on X, and they're like, oh, he's just ran 3 straight good runs. Why would you keep him in there? Like, because he's the hot hand right there.
That's
He's
exactly why you
the,
keep him in.
you keep him in.
Well,
Like,
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, the last 5 minutes of that game, we're still down by 3 touchdowns. All I was typing was get CMC out of the game. Get
Yeah.
CMC out of the game. You cannot leave this guy in the game, because if we lose CMC, we don't win another football game.
Oh yeah.
for sure.
We don't win another football game.
Mhm.
And I'm sitting here. Why is Kyle Shanahan leaving the best player on the team on the field in a blowout loss? I'm like, dude, no, get this guy off the field. And then he's throwing to him. I'm like,
Yeah,
what are
we're
you doing,
actually getting
man?
the ball. What is getting an extra 7 points on the board, going down 15 points now? What is that going to do? Pride?
That trash touchdown to Kittle. I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Game's over. Game's
Yeah.
over. We can't stop him on D. Great. We scored another touchdown, so they can just run down the field and do it again. No, get this guy out of the game. And Kittle's walking
Kittle
around on
deserved
one
it,
leg. You
though.
can tell he's hurt. He did, man. Look, Kittle's walking around on one leg right now, and he's playing. You could tell the way he was walking off the field at the end of that game.
Mhm.
He's playing on one leg, and I love him for it. But you can't have CMC on that field. He cannot be on that. He cannot be on that field. Someone should have stole his helmet and said, "Christian, go to the showers now, man. Just go to the showers.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, there's no
You're good."
reason. There's no reason.
Oh.
I've seen somebody posted on X saying they shouldn't have Kittle, McCaffrey, or Trent Williams in. And I'm like, well, you can't take Trent Williams out, because if you get fucking Mac Jones hurt, then you're in big trouble. I could
Yeah.
understand Christian taking Christian out, but I don't think Kittle would come out anyway, just because he's missed 6 weeks or whatever he missed, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And he's just a baller. I mean, he balled out today. He played well today.
He was
great
9 for
catches.
84. He was 9 for 84 in the garbage touchdown. I mean,
Yeah.
look, we needed him to play at a minimum just to be in this game.
Yeah,
We needed
for
it
sure.
because, my pregame thing on that was CMC needed a huge day and Kittle needed a huge day. Otherwise, we're not going to be in this game.
Yeah.
And kind of came true. Even though, like I said, Mac, Mac. I mean, God, I'd like to see what his quarterback rating is, even with the pick.
I think he was still
he
like
did his
a
job.
112 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he like I said, he did his job. He did his job today.
Yeah, he did. 115 passer rating,
115. Okay, yeah.
3
Yeah.
tutties, 319 passing yards.
And like I said, I forgive the pick, man. I'll forgive the pick in that. They were down. He's chucking the ball. He was getting sacked. He just chucked it up.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He down 2 touchdowns at that point, right?
Yeah, he was leaning backwards and falling back when he threw it. So it was just like, yeah, you know what? Whatever.
You look at the first half, I think the Niners had like 95 yards in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Or first quarter, I'm sorry. And whatchamacallit, Matt Stafford was like, I don't know, 15 for 17 in the first quarter with like
140 yards. I think it was 140.
Yeah, 148 or something like that in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then you look at Mac's stats and look at what Mac did the rest of the game, and they kind of, I think he was like 40 or 50 yards behind Matt Stafford. Like he played a great game today. The offense is not the reason we lost the game today
No.
by any
Oh
means.
no, not at all. I mean, we couldn't close in the red zone. Still the indicative thing of the last 2 years for this team. Red zone offense and goal to go offense has just been putrid. It's just been
Outside the
putrid.
20s were great. We can move the ball up and down the field, and it was just like
Gets anybody.
yeah, against any team. And then it's like you get them in the, and that has a lot to do with, I think, truthfully, Kyle Shanahan's system. And it's not Kyle in general, but it's like Kyle works well when guys have space.
Yeah.
When you shrink that space, it's harder to get guys open because the play doesn't develop, and our offensive line is not as good as it should be. If Mac has time to throw back there and guys are able to get open and separated, I can see our offense being a little bit better, but in the red zone.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, but we need red zone threats too. We need real red zone threats, and
yeah.
right now we just don't have them. I mean, look, we threw the juice on that flip back around the goal line. I'm like, why are we doing that play?
Yeah.
I'm like, ah. Oh,
it's horrible.
I'm
Horrible.
like, why isn't Tom just in there? Why isn't someone, why isn't Farrell in there on that play?
Mm.
It's like,
Farrell
oh,
had that
dude.
missed block too. Farrell and Kittle both had that missed block on that 4th and 1 where they gave the
Yep.
ball to Christian to the left side, and it was just like, and I think Trent did as well, but Kittle
Oh yeah,
completely
they all
whiffed.
missed. Everybody missed.
Yeah,
I think whoever was playing guard missed too. If Barch was in then, because I think Burford started and then Barch came in like after like the second series or something like that.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just go up the middle. I mean, quarterback sneaks are like 95%, it's a success rate for the Niners, and just trying to get sneaky with it. I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah.
they're trying to do there.
My feeling's this: if you've got a team that's got a really good hard rushers and stuff like that, you run right at them because it
Mhm.
kills the pass rush, and a lot of times it'll open up holes. When
Yeah.
you run
Because
away from it,
they're
it kills you. It
overcommitting.
kills you. Yeah.
The defensive linemen are overcommitting, so you got to run right at him, and that's why we were so good with Aaron Donald, is we ran at him all the time, and it made um not Richburg, what the heck's was his name?
I can't remember his name. It's the guy that went to Tennessee. It was that
Yeah,
guy that went to Tennessee? I can't remember his name.
Dan
But
Brunskill?
Brunskill.
Brunskill.
Yeah,
Brunskill, like it made him
he
look
owned
like
him.
a savior, but it
Mhm.
was just because we ran right at him
Yeah.
all the time. So I don't know. This defense, I think, like I said, I think we bounce back. Obviously, we were talking before about these 3 games. This 3-game stretch is pretty important right now.
Mhm.
Obviously, the way the Bears are playing, the Colts are playing, and Seattle's playing as well. Um, we have to at least go 2-1 in this 3-game span to stay afloat in the NFC West. And then a good thing is Seattle and the Rams are going to beat each other up
Mhm.
when they play each other. And that defense is no joke. I like Seattle's defense better than I like the Rams defense, but I like the Rams offense better than I like Seattle's offense. So that'll be a good fun game to watch as well. Um and let them
Yeah, I'm
beat
gonna
each
have to
other up
look for a
because
place to watch that. I'm gonna have to look for a place to watch that game since it won't be local to me. I mean, I'm in Connecticut, so I know I'm not gonna get that game
Yeah.
yeah,
That's convenient.
unless it's the game of the week.
Yeah.
yeah. But we have and they have to face each other twice still.
Yeah, they haven't
Oh, I
faced
didn't
each
know
other.
that. I didn't realize they were still playing each other twice.
That's
They
huge
didn't.
then.
They didn't. They haven't even faced each other yet once. So they still have 2 games against each other. So that's going to help the Niners right there, right? So if the Niners can get, if we can go win 2 more games this 3-game stretch, if we drop 2 games against, let's just say, the Colts and the Bears, possibly, it could come down to the wire against that Week 18 Seattle game
Yeah, that's
because
what I'm thinking.
We need to win where that game is not an issue for us because
yes,
because we don't win that game. Right now we don't win that game. I'm sorry. They need to not need the game, and we
is
need to
that
just be ahead of them. We need to be ahead of them.
I
that's at home too, right?
That one's at home. Yeah, they're wearing their
Yeah.
black uniforms. I'm gonna be going to that game, so hopefully it doesn't matter, I guess, because I'd be kind of worried. I feel like it will though. That's gonna be like the way we get into the playoffs. I feel like, and the
Yep.
Seahawks are gonna do everything they can to
Yep.
keep us out.
Well, there's a
Yeah.
couple of games that before the season we thought were going to be gimmies that aren't now. I mean, Bears game's not a gimme. Colts game's not a gimme.
No,
And I
Yeah.
mean, that
even the
second
Panthers
half,
game, it's not a gimme.
no, but I mean, second half today, Caleb Williams came out balling, dude. He was
Oh yeah, he
dealing.
did.
He was dealing, dude.
He was.
I didn't think he was that good to be perfectly blunt. And he was throwing needles today.
Mhm.
He wasn't throwing
Yeah.
down. He was throwing needles. He was splitting hairs to get
He was
balls
throwing the
into where
ball
it
like he
needed to
did in
go.
college.
Yeah, I mean,
He
wow.
was.
It
And
feels
he was
confident
running.
now
And he was
too.
running well. And he was running well. We don't play well against his game. It would be one of my things to say about that is he was moving really well and he was getting a lot of rushing yards. And like I said, his style is our kryptonite on defense.
Mhm.
It really is. I'm watching him going, ooh, how are we beating that?
Yeah, it's like I
Yeah.
feel almost Russell Wilson-esque, kind of just the mobility, able to attack the ball down the
And
field.
that was rough. It was rough watching Russ come in after Dart went out because Russ looks like he needs to retire.
Yeah, it's sad.
Oh,
Did they really let Brian Daboll get fired?
I don't know. I haven't seen that yet.
I don't think it was true because I saw like a New York reporter said Brian Daboll's fired, but no one else reported it. So I think
No, supposedly after they lost to Denver, I think it was, supposedly the Giants owner on the plane was like, he's fired. And then I guess before the plane landed, they changed their mind and said, let him coach the rest of the season. That's the thing I saw on X about that. But that game, that could be one of those deals where you're up by 10 with, what was it, 6 minutes left, and you lose the game by 4. It was like, ooh.
The Kyle Shanahan moment.
Pretty much. Look, I don't know. I am not a Shanistan right now. Never have been. There are things that I love about Kyle, but game management is probably his least attractive thing for me. He's a great front runner, but he is not good in tight games or games he's down. 2-minute offense is horrific under his coaching. And tight games, like we played in a couple of Super Bowls where we're up by 10, our quarterback's walking off the field late in the third quarter, and we lost both games.
Mhm.
Yep.
Jimmy G would have had a Super Bowl win if Kyle didn't Kyle. And
That's the thing.
I'm just going to leave it there.
It pisses me off about the Shanahan offense because they always bring it up. Tom Brady said it today in the broadcast. He's like, this offense is built to play ahead. And it's like, how do you have a whole philosophy where your offense is built to play ahead? Because that doesn't happen 90% of the time in the NFL. You're not going to be playing ahead all the time. And then you have to make the adjustments. Like I don't know. The offense should be built where you're able to play effectively throughout any type of scenario in a game. I don't know.
Because Kyle wants too much control.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just me, I guess, because the only reason I still support Shanahan is because what are you going to get that's better right now?
Yeah, I'm not saying fire him at all. I'm just saying
Yeah.
at this point, he's a coach for 9 years so far with the 49ers, right? And I feel like it's been almost the exact same thing every single year. I don't really see Shanahan make big adjustments in his coaching philosophy. And I think one of the biggest things we see it is in the 49ers offense working well ahead, but then you can't come from behind, or if you're up by 10 points, then all of a sudden you still blow games. And I haven't seen him make an adjustment.
I'm gonna make a life analogy out of it. I'm going to make a life analogy out of it. So you've been dating this girl for 9 years and you break up. Are you worried about where she's going next, or are you worried about what's going on in your life? If you're worried about what's going on in your girl's life, you got a problem.
Right.
When it's time to cut the cord, you got to cut the cord. You know, I mean, he's approaching Andy Reid with the Eagles.
I was just about
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, where, you know what, we've just gotten to the point where, you know what, we tried as hard as we could, didn't work. Kyle, I'd trade him.
Yeah.
You know, I'd trade him, and then I would trade him because you can get a first or a second, or maybe even 2 first-round picks for Kyle. I'd trade Mac Jones to the Jets if they'll give me a second-round pick. You know, I'm like looking for places to get some picks and rebuild this team for a new coach.
Saleh, your head coach, and then Mike McDaniel, your offensive coordinator.
I don't know about that. Maybe Saleh, but look, you got to decide if you want the offensive coach or not. It's so tough. Because it's like, it's just, when do you know when to cut bait? When are you going to cut bait? I think there are things that Kyle does that are great.
We've had so many injuries the past couple of years, but this one has just been absolutely insane with how many injuries we've had. I kind of give him a pass for this season. And then if you don't make the playoffs next season, you know, if you don't make the NFC Championship game next season with all your healthy starters, then I think you have that conversation.
Other than today's game, I think Kyle Shanahan has coached the best he's ever coached for this team this year.
Yeah.
He's worked his ass off.
It wasn't on Shanahan. It was on the defense.
And I still want him going. And I still am like, I'm still ready to kind of turn the page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I agree. And like I said, if you were to put something on paper with me and say what type of coach we were going to get and if they were going to be able to, I feel like if you change coaches now with this young group, well, with this team right now, like let's say if you were to make a coaching change right now, I think it hurts the team. If you make
there could be a step back.
Yeah, if you make a change next year when you have young guys and it's a new coach coming in and a new philosophy, I think it benefits the team. So, because of the fact that right now, I don't think any other coach in the NFL right now will get this team to be 6-4 at where they're at, playing the way they are. Because, yeah, today was a little rough, but if you don't count today, 6-3 to be where you're at, lose today's game, you're 6-4. you still have a good chance of probably finishing 10-7, 11-6, maybe 12-5 with this team with 29 injuries throughout the whole year. And we're not talking injuries. We're talking key players.
Talking outs. I'm talking outs.
Yeah, like you're talking key players, right? So if you were to tell me that this team would be 6-4 going into 3 weeks after losing Fred Warner, 5 weeks after losing Nick Bosa, like I would have laughed and said, not a chance in hell.
Right.
And not do anything at the trade deadline.
Did you see him walk in before the game today, Nick, with no crutches? What is up with that dude? That guy is superhuman, man.
He's an animal.
Nick Bosa is superhuman, man.
He is. He is an animal for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if he's back by not playoffs or Super Bowl, but I think he'll be ready to go training camp for sure.
I think so too. I think March. You'll see him running at camp. You won't see him doing anything, obviously, but you'll see him running on the sidelines.
Yeah,
it helps. It was they said it was just a complete clean tear, so that always
tear.
I mean, that's why I think a lot of his injuries have to do with because he has no damn body fat.
He doesn't have any protection under.
He has no protection whatsoever.
No, and yeah, you think about that guy. I mean, the guy is a specimen. That guy is a specimen. If you when you create the perfect football player in the freaking computer, his picture just comes up.
Yeah, for sure. It's wild.
I'll bring up a video of Shanahan. I haven't watched it yet. David Lombardi posted a video of Shanahan talking about Brock Purdy's status.
This post game?
Yeah, post game. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Okay, I'll put it full screen.
He could have gone, definitely. I just decided to hold him, not put him in that situation.
How'd you feel, Mac? Probably never going to be 100% again this season. Is there, at some point, do you just have to play him knowing that he's not going to be 100%?
Yes, it depends on how close to 100% he gets. Our dilemma, or what we're trying not to do, is put him out in the situation we did versus Jacksonville 5 weeks ago or 6, whatever it was. So I do believe he's closer and further along than what he was at that time. So hopefully he'll have a chance this week. He could have gone, definitely.
So he could have gone this game, which is kind of interesting.
But it's the right call because why put him out there against that defense?
Right.
Look, I think you saw my post before. I don't know if you saw Cole, my post on there. You got to ride the hot hand. It was on X before the game. You got to ride the hot hand, man. He's there, and he had a good game.
He did.
Yeah. There's the part. He's not the reason you lost the game.
Yeah.
No.
He went out and did his job. So if he's the least of this team's concerns right now. I mean, it's tough. Honestly, I think it's tough to pull him at this point.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could. Do you in the back room go, hey Brock, your toe's still hurt. We're putting you on IR. Have a good winter.
Yeah. I tweeted
have a good winter and get that toe right.
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see Brock Purdy the rest of the year. If Mac Jones has just been playing good football, I think he's going to play good football the rest of the season. I mean, why risk Brock Purdy having to have potentially major surgery on the toe if he goes back out there and re-injures it? I mean, at this point, you're not Super Bowl contenders. Just try to make the playoffs with Mac Jones and keep Purdy healthy. Keep your $260 million investment healthy.
Come on, dude. You've played sports. You know why.
Yeah.
You know why. Because you got to frickin' you've been the best your whole life at everything you've ever done when you're a professional athlete. And guess what? Your body's telling you to go even when you can't go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why that's why.
I still do that every day now. Body tells me no, I still keep going.
I try to, man. 55 is just ugh.
Here's Jennings after the game.
But on the second series, just how hard is that to get through, and that's what happened on that play.
It's tough, man. Tough one. Just super tough. I take it very hard on myself. So.
How do you block that out to be?
You won't see another fumble. How about that?
What's that?
You won't see another fumble. How about that?
There you go. When you fumble.
Good mentality there from him. I mean, he hasn't been playing to his standards. He's playing for a contract and he hasn't been playing great. So, I mean, what else is he going to say? But
dude, he's not playing for a contract. He's playing for the rest of his career right now. Yeah. That's what you don't get. He's got no contract right next year. He's playing for the rest of his career because no one's going to sign him if he's trash. They're just going to think he's over the hill and not
Yep.
worth anything.
Or he'll be
He's
stuck in San Francisco.
or he'll be begging to come back here and play because play for $6 million because the Niners aren't going to give him 7.5. They're going to be like, oh, you're 30 now. How about 5 million?
Right.
Yep.
How about 5 million and some incentives? That's the thing. He's playing for his career right now.
I agree.
And that might be good. That might be good for him, and especially, I mean, Brock likes him. So if Brock does come back into the lineup and starts playing, maybe he gets the ball a little bit more. I mean, I feel like he complained, and Kyle is guiltiest because he did it for Debo. I heard some people say it because I noticed KB hasn't been getting many calls lately for the ball, and JJ has. He did kind of gripe a couple of weeks ago, and I just wonder if Kyle's trying to force JJ the ball right now. Because it just, KB, he had one catch for, I think, like 19 yards today. He until this point, he'd been way more involved in the offense. So that was kind of all of a sudden JJ's getting all the things. You could, maybe say that, maybe he's been playing his way into shape, but it seems like JJ's been on the field a whole lot more too. So, and Kyle's
Kyle
pretty
gets that way though
hardcore
too. Kyle gets that way too,
about
where he force
positions.
feeds people. He does
And-
force feed people.
And if you're number 3 on the chart, number 4, 5, and 6 don't get in the game unless somebody's hurt. So that's definitely a Kyle thing. So I don't know. I mean, it's good. The good and bad thing about Kyle, he's loyal, but sometimes he's loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Do you guys got any more points you want to make about today's loss?
All I would say is that this is one of those games that if you're the coach and you're all the players, you don't even watch this film. You just chuck it in the trash. You come back, put Cardinals tape on Tuesday and go win this game. That's
what was the final of that game? The last I seen, Seattle was up like 35 or 38 nothing.
I think it was 44-22 or something like that last I saw.
I think it was 44-22.
They housed them, and I think it could have been worse. I think they let up. I think Seattle just let up at the end, and we're like, look, we're destroying these guys. We don't need to rub it in.
Yeah.
Wow. We got to get a get right game, so it could be coming at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, this we need this game. This is the game that gets us to win the division. I think we need this W because if I think 4-2 can't finish it and win it.
Mm-hmm.
At least get a tie if we're over. We'll split with the Rams if we can get the second win. We need it. I would just say that we need this for the division.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, then 49ers get steamrolled by the Rams. Hoping that we get a good game against the Cardinals coming up this week. Niners need a win, another win in the division. Thank you, Rich, for joining. Thank you, Nick, for joining. Make sure you guys follow them on their social medias, their respected social medias on X, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok for Nick and everybody. Make sure you follow First and 49ers on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Good episode, guys. Thanks for hopping on. Hopefully we'll do it again this coming week. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Go Niners and stay faithful, baby.
Stay faithful. Cole, thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, guys.
Good to see you, Nick. Talk soon, man.
Touchdown! San Francisco!